The Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert, has long been perceived as an unchanging landscape of endless dunes and scorching heat. Recent studies and satellite observations reveal that the Sahara is undergoing significant transformations at an alarming rate. Experts warn that climate change, desertification, and human activities are driving unprecedented changes that could have dire consequences for ecosystems, weather patterns, and human settlements. In this video, we'll dive into the scientific evidence behind the Sahara's transformation, explore the causes, and discuss what this means for the future of the region and beyond. Spanning over 9.2 million square kilometers, 3.6 million square miles, the Sahara stretches across 11 countries, from Morocco in the west to Egypt in the east and deep into Central Africa. It is one of the most extreme environments on Earth, characterized by minimal rainfall, high temperatures, and vast sand dunes. But contrary to popular belief, the Sahara is not a lifeless wasteland. It is home to a variety of resilient species, including fennec foxes, camels, and desert plants that have adapted to extreme conditions. For thousands of years, it has also been inhabited by human civilizations, from the ancient Egyptians to the nomadic Tuareg people. However, recent findings suggest that the Sahara is changing faster than ever before, raising concerns among climate scientists and environmentalists. One of the most shocking discoveries is that the Sahara has been expanding. A study published in Journal of Climate found that the desert has grown by 10% since 1920. The expansion is mainly occurring along the southern edge, encroaching on the Sahel, a semi-arid region that serves as a transition between the desert and more fertile lands. A research team at the University of Maryland found that climate change and reduced rainfall have contributed to the desert's expansion, pushing fertile lands toward aridity. At the same time, some parts of the Sahara are experiencing an increase in vegetation, a phenomenon known as the greening of the Sahara. This might sound contradictory, but it's linked to shifts in weather patterns. Some studies suggest that rising temperatures are causing changes in monsoon activity, leading to unexpected rainfall in certain regions. NASA satellite imagery has shown patches of greenery appearing in areas that were once barren. This is partially due to increased CO2 fertilization, where higher carbon dioxide levels promote plant growth. The Sahara is no stranger to extreme weather, but in recent years, events like flooding, heat waves, and sandstorms have intensified. In 2018, an unusual snowfall was recorded in the Algerian Sahara, a rare occurrence that puzzled scientists. Sandstorms from the Sahara now travel thousands of miles across the Atlantic, affecting air quality in the Caribbean and even reaching the Amazon rainforest. The Sahara has always been shaped by natural climate cycles, but human-driven global warming is accelerating its changes. Over the past century, global temperatures have increased, and the Sahara has felt this impact more than most regions. Higher temperatures lead to more evaporation, reducing the already limited moisture in the desert. Human activities, such as deforestation, unsustainable agriculture, and overgrazing, have exacerbated desert expansion. In regions like the Sahel, farmers and herders rely on limited land resources, but as vegetation disappears, the land becomes more vulnerable to desertification. As the Sahara expands, it threatens nearby agricultural lands, making it harder for local communities to grow crops and sustain livestock. This could lead to more food shortages, economic instability, and forced migration in the coming decades. The Sahara's changes will further strain already scarce water resources. The drying of lakes and groundwater sources, such as Lake Chad, which has shrunk by 90% since the 1960s, poses a crisis for millions who depend on them for survival. Scientists warn that changes in the Sahara could disrupt global weather patterns. If the desert continues to expand, it could alter jet streams, rainfall distribution, and even hurricane activity in places like the United States and Europe. While the Sahara's changes pose a serious threat, efforts are being made to combat desertification and restore degraded lands. One of the most ambitious projects is the Great Green Wall, an African-led initiative to plant a belt of trees across the Sahel to stop the desert from spreading. The project aims to restore 100 million hectares of land by 2030, benefiting millions of people. Local communities and organizations are implementing agroforestry, water conservation techniques, and sustainable farming practices to protect the land from further degradation. The Sahara's rapid transformation is not just a local issue, it's a global warning about the consequences of climate change and environmental mismanagement. Scientists continue to study the desert's evolution, but one thing is clear: if we do not act now, the consequences could be devastating for millions of people and ecosystems worldwide. What do you think about the Sahara's changes? Should we be worried? Let us know in the comments below.